I think this is going to be the last installment of Temple of the Golden Idol by Lego Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Set number 77015 contains 1,545 bricks, and the set retails for $149.99. It was provided to me by the Lego Group for early review. So, remember in the last installment we did bags, I think it was 4, 5, and 6. And this is what we pretty much built this, and we attach it to the first piece here. So far, the build's pretty good. Not too terribly bad. And then today we're going to be focusing on bags 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, let's start diving right on in here. And the date, it's the same date as the previous one. I'm just doing it in between jobs right now. So today is March 13th, 2023. All right, don't let the size of the container fool you. It wasn't I was running out. There was big pieces. This is the last base piece. So far, I've been pretty happy with everything in the sets. It's not dingy or boring. The colors kind of set it off a little bit, but that's to be expected. And yeah, I may have to stop throughout the build today. So I'm hoping, though, to get this done and get it reviewed, as I need to really get some of these sets done here. I got 2 more that just came in today, and I'm hoping that's it for a while, because I'm kind of tired of working on reviews. So hoping that'll be the end of it. These last 2 sets are going to be pretty fun. So they're pretty colorful, fun. One only has 200 something bricks. The other one has about 600 bricks. So really light builds. Nothing that's going to be like this one here, where it's going to take several installments to complete. And I think they have named minifigures and stuff, so that's going to be yucky, but you know, that's just how it is. So yeah, and it's pretty warm today. We're hitting that atmospheric river thing over the next couple of hours. Right now it's sunny. It's kind of just got a little bit of high clouds. And it's, what is it, like 77 degrees? It's like a spring day. Yeah. And then we're going to be getting hammered with more storms, which doesn't bother me. Get these stickers over here. So I haven't been doing any of the reviews or the mocks or the tutorials, because I got all this to do here first. But I've been slowly, oh, that's okay. I've been slowly piecing together a new tutorial. I'm going to squeeze that in tonight. There'll be a bedside review on this set here. And I'm going to be doing a tutorial real quick. It's a real quick tutorial. And that'll be about it. You know, I'm not going to try to get as much done as or try not to rush through everything. And that'll be about it for tutorials. Because the next tutorial I'm working on is a big one. And I'm hoping Lego will start slowing down on the sets, because I'd like to get to my own projects, my own personal stuff. You know, stuff that it would be fun to build, you know, in terms of exploring my mind. So this will be the last of the set unboxing. Well, I got 2 more to do. You'll see those soon, because those are due like in a week from where I'm filming this one. And just want to hurry and get it done. You know, these look like fun sets. It's just I want to get back to my own personal stuff, not I copy pictures from a book. So yeah, I haven't, since last time we met, which was earlier this morning. I have, you know, been doing a lot of work related stuff. Nothing with Lego. And I'm hoping to get all the whole entire review sessions of the Indiana Jones stuff done, hopefully by the end of this week. So I should have all that done. And I should be able to start on the tutorials because I haven't got any review offers. So maybe I might get lucky and that'll be the end of that. All right, what I'm going to do is put these pieces in here first. So that's pretty much the gist of everything that I will be doing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, this fits in like that. So yeah, I kind of forget pieces and steps from time to time. Sometimes I'll just skip a step or something. And I'm just trying to, you know, get some stuff done. I just really want to get back into the groove of building mocks and tutorials. So I think I'm seeing a pattern with Lego when they send this stuff. So I'm going to try to have tutorials pre-made, and then when I have free time is just have a marathon of filming tutorials, which I don't mind doing those. Those are always fun. You know, tutorials are always fun to put together and that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with set building. It just, I don't know, I just feel like my mind is being confined to a building guide, you know, where if I don't like the way something, like if I don't like the way I build something, I can change it. Here, I have to build it brick for brick, and I have to use those dreaded stickers on things. Alrighty, and then we gotta put the two little tiles on top of here. At least I remember them this time. So far the model it's somewhat playable, and what I mean by somewhat is this is really just meant as a display piece, just for mechanical purposes. But I haven't really messed around with it yet to really determine that. Well, this has sure got a lot of Technic around here. I mean, literally it's just Technicorama, there we go. And did I ever hit the recorder on the phone? Yes, I did. This time, the recordings kind of sound a bit muffled, so I just flipped the phone upside down. I'm seeing if that works any better. But yeah, right now, I am trying to finish up. I just got done with the plane chase one. You probably already have seen that by now, but I just got done proofing the build of that one, the build progress, and I got the unboxing done. I haven't done proofing the review yet, and that kind of thing. So I got to get this stuff going lickety split. That's cool. A nice lime green Technic lift arm. And so I'm just hoping to have everything done here soon so I can get back to the tiny house. I'd like to get I was hoping to get the tiny house done by the end of this week. I don't know if I will, in terms of rough building guide, and have a part count, because I don't even know what the part count is on it. Well, what I'm gathering is this goes like this. You set it on a counter, it's not going to do that. Okay, so this Technic beam here kind of started on there first. It's supposed to be like that. I don't know what that does. You know. And it's supposed to be like that. And we need to put a bushing on there. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm hoping also by the end of this month I get something more permanent for the phone recorder. I've been looking for cameras just to get a new camera, you know, because my 4K does good. It's just I need something that I can hold in my hand while I'm doing the close-up shots, because that thing is so monstrous. It's like picking up a tank. I don't know why. I got it just because a reporter friend of mine says that those are pretty good for what I need, and then finding out it was just a little too overkill for Lego stuff. Even he's like, oh, I think that's an overkill now for that. I'm like, yeah, I think you think. And you got to put it in there like this. I'm just going to fit it in there before I commit to it and set it down like that. So I'm not sure what that does yet, but we'll find out what it does eventually. We don't know what it does. And now we're on step 268. So that's going to be, I bet there's a knob that goes on that. I put a bushing on there. Yeah, I'm really, you know, after doing these, you know, when you're doing the same Lego theme over and over and over again, it gets kind of boring, you know. And make sure your gear is like that. I don't know how critical it is. That's what it looks like in the book there. So, and yeah, I'm just plugging away at these things, getting them done so I can, you know, I really want to get into my own stuff here pretty soon. It goes like that. Not sure what that does. We will find out eventually. We got to make 2 of these. Why didn't they rotate that? We're probably still working on the back. We're almost done with bag 1 or bag 7 too. Okay, Lego, I gotta honestly say this is probably a first for me. Whoa, somebody's gonna get seasick. Read the disclaimers. We're working backwards on this one. I don't know why we're doing that. Wouldn't it just be easier if you rotated it around? I can tell you right now, they were just trying to get these manuals done as fast as they possibly could to hurry up and mass produce Lego sets. I'm just going to bluntly say it, you know. And or somebody like myself, you know, I do building guides, you know, not only for enjoyment, but I also do them to sell. And I don't ever want to give a building guide to somebody that, you know, he or she can't follow. And you can tell that this manual here needs some revising. And then now they tell you to rotate it around now, and to finish this up, it's not that critical right here. So, you know, yeah, I don't know what Lego does sometimes. It's kind of confusing. All right. There must be something. Maybe it's a carnival ride or something. I don't know. All right. Really mush those down in there. And then we put the decorative painted tiles on the front. I got to get more of those. Those are pretty cool to have, and I'm hoping to have this thing fully done, not fully done, but just recorded tonight. Edited, or not edited, that'll happen over the weekend. And then Let me put that back up there. I don't know how critical it is. Let me start that right up there. And if yours is crooked like mine, yeah, that's where it's supposed to be at. It'll probably fall down. And then that's it, with only one piece remaining. That's not too terribly bad. All right, let's see the damage for bag 8. So bag 7 pretty much does the base. And yeah. So I'm going to try to just do these in one big installment real quick to get them out of the way. Like I said, I'm on a deadline. I got to get them done. By the time this one's been released, probably 5 billion people have already reviewed it, but that's how it is. And I found out some of the guys who did get these sets, they actually traveled a few states over to get the sets early. You know, try doing that in California when gas is over $5 a gallon. You'll think twice. Some of these guys will go to a retail store and just, I want to be the first one to have this. You know, yeah, you can be first all you want. I'm playing by the rules. I'm not a rule follower much, but when it comes to business stuff like dealing with Lego or whatever, I'm not going to break the rules. So I'm going to follow the rules and just be like, that's just how it is. You have to follow the rules. Yeah, very seldom you'll ever see 2x4 bricks in a modern set. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more adults getting into this hobby. And what I've been told, though, and this is just stuff that I've been told by other builders, a lot of people, like in my age range, we didn't have a lot of this stuff when we were kids, you know. We were lucky to have a little box of Lego. And considering what we have today for Lego bricks and stuff, it's even better just to build this stuff, too. And, yeah. So... you know, a lot of us growing up in the 70s and 80s, probably even the 60s too, but in the 70s and 80s, from what I remember, we didn't have a lot of this stuff, you know. Is this going to do something, Lego? I'm kind of curious. And I'm already prepared for fall. Here it is. It's not even spring yet, and I'm already ready for fall. I always like the way fall feels and stuff. And some people are like, oh, why do you want it to be fall for it? It means it's going to rain and stuff. Well, it's already raining now. Well, not right now at the second, but I'm trying to group things here. I'm looking for another one of those bricks with the 2 studs. There we go. And we're going to be placing these here. And I was getting a whiff of some vintage Star Wars sets somebody wanted to give me. They've been wanting to give me these sets for a long time, and you know how you hear all that. You're like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to get those. I'm always into the vintage stuff. Older builds are just fun to put together. It's like a nostalgia trip. You know, some people will buy this stuff. They'll have it in a box, stuffed in a closet somewhere, hoping to make millions of dollars, and then they realize, like, oh, this set ain't worth nothing now. I'm like, yeah. You buy this stuff just for fun? Yeah, it's just a relaxing little hobby, you know. I don't get into this for the money. Some people do. A lot of your big Lego YouTubers who do the reviews, they get in it for the money. They don't get into it for the fun or the relaxation. To them, this is a business. You know, this is hardcore work for them here. Yeah. This is what they do for work. I hate to think what they do for fun. Like, I just got done with a nasty piece of code right now, and I need a brain cleanser here. Do we need more of these small tiles? Now let's just start piecing things together as we find it. And so I'm just trying to, there's a lot of pieces in this one step here that we got to put in. So, I mean, there's like just 8 in the little insets. You got to come in here and try to figure out where everything goes and all that stuff. Oh, matter of fact, I was going to get a haircut. Just so happens that the place I go to get my haircut at closed down for some reason. So I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, I have to work from home today because they're just cleaning up the road mess now. So kind of here, hunker down. Oh wait a minute, that tile's not supposed to go there. And you know what? I cannot find that brick separator that I had. Let me see here. Oh, there's one. Might be the right one, I don't know. But I was like, anytime I want to get a haircut, I'm always changing places. And no, I don't go to Great Clips. I'm sorry. Even if you paid me, I wouldn't go there. I've seen a few of my buddies. They'll go there because it's cheaper. They don't want to go to a barber because it's expensive. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I like the extra treatment. And then they'll come back. They'll show me how messed up their hair is, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly why I don't go to those chain places. Not to say that there'd be some good barbers and stylists there, but those ladies and gentlemen that work in those places, it's like a sweatshop, you know. They have to get people in and out of the door real quick. They don't really even have a clientele. It's just, it's just how it is, and you know, it's kind of sad too. And the kid, I found out where the kid that I used to go get my hair cut at, he's at a different place now, and prices are actually the same. I'm gonna probably have to go into town to go see him. He's like 19 years old. He does a good job too. It was the kid I was talking about. He's like, he undercharges people because he's, I don't know. I think he's still under apprenticeship. I don't know. I'm like, dude, you're good. Don't go to. It was either that or you go to one of those chain places, and he wanted to. He just studies at a regular barber. You know. Oh, wait a minute. There's a tile that goes in there, and you know, I mean, a lot of the older folk, they don't like going to the younger kids. It don't bother me, you know. But this kid's got a good portfolio. And yeah, I'll go to them when they're really good. A lot of the older barbers and stuff, they don't really have portfolios on their work. So you go to the younger guys, and they'll have a whole entire Instagram or just a whole portfolio of the work they've done, and that's kind of what the selling point. I want to see your quality. If you're really good, I'll drop the money, you know, not just, you know. Is that a profile brick? Okay, let's put that over there. Just kind of setting things off to the side when I'm tripping over parts. But yeah, I mean, I was going to get a haircut this week, try to do it later on this week, and you know, they're not taking any more appointments. I'm just assuming that they closed down and are all on a vacation or something. But you know, we'll find out eventually. It's not like I need it like right now bad. That's kind of why I wish I learned how to do my own hair. Then I don't have to pay someone, and I can do it whenever. But I heard it's really hard to do your own. And you mess up, That's just it. You mess up, you won't be able to fix it as easily. And doing a fade would be just as hard. Does that go there? I think that goes right there. So I don't think I can do that on my own. So I don't know how good this set's going to be when it's done. So far it seems pretty durable. But, and there's a brick that fits inside that, where that tile's at too. It's a good way to hide those holes at the bottom. Pretty seamless right there too. I mean, look at that. Back in the old days, we used to have to set them on top of the tiles. We didn't have those special tiles. I've been thinking about promoting my YouTube memberships a bit more and see if I can get some more members on there, but I kind of feel kind of bad because of the way the economy is right now, the inflation stuff, and that's kind of driving people away. You know, now today a lot of people just don't have money to kind of, oh, it's a brick that goes in there. I was looking for a plate. A lot of people today just don't have money to splurge on things like that, and I don't blame them. And then we got to put a sticker on a tile, and that's sticker number 14. At least it's on a square tile, so if we get it wrong, we can just rotate the tile. And this one goes right on these studs here. Why they do that while we were building this, I don't know. And then I'll set that back over there. And then we got 10 pieces we got to decipher where they go. Decipher, you got to figure it out where they go. Okay, start right there. There's a plate. And oh, it was a lid. I was like, what the heck's touching my foot? Get down there on the floor then, since you're going to misbehave. Boy, we're really kind of piecing this together. We're really finishing this off. That's one of the things I look when I'm grading these. How finished off is the build? You know, is the build finished off, or is it kind of just half-baked? And so far it seems pretty good. Like I said, a lot of the YouTubers don't go into the detail stuff. They'll just talk about the value of the stuff. Like, oh, this set's going to be worth money in 10 years. I really can care less what it's worth in 10 years. Because for me, what's worth is the time to put it together and the experience, not what its value is going to be. Because I don't really care. You know, I get into this stuff just for fun. This is not meant to be my retirement. I already have retirement already done, so it's a matter of just waiting 10 years. Still too young to retire now, so I can't just do that. Well, that don't go there. It goes there, right in the center. And we got to surround that with plates and tiles. And why didn't we use these Lego instead of piecing the whole thing? Or I'm seeing that backwards, then never mind. My apologies, I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I'm kind of tired. It's the time change. It kind of just, it kills you for about a week or two. So you got to get your internal clock set, which is not really that easy. And I just want to hurry up and get everything kind of going here, and to get these sets done so I can get back to my own job. Like I'm ready for I've been ready for a vacation for a long time. Kind of tired of being cooped up in the desert. Probably, I'm probably going to get to the point one day where I'm gonna be like, I don't care what people think. I'm just going to go by myself and that's it. But going in the backcountry by yourself is never a good idea. You don't know what's going to happen. You may get hurt, or you may have a wild animal, human, come after you because you don't know who or what's out there. That's kind of a funky pattern. And I can work on step 295 and 296 at the same time. Yeah, I kind of want to just get back into my own personal stuff, so I'm hoping by the end, when I get this done here, I'll be able to do just that. I think what it is I'm starting to experience burnout. It's just it's one Lego review right after the other. I know a lot of the guys who do the reviews, they just love this stuff, but I just like building a set occasionally. It's not too bad. It's just doing it all the time. Now, what on earth are we doing here? All right, now this thing's kind of critical, so we put our tiles in, and yes, you're going to have to put them in crooked or 45 degrees, like that. I'll show you. Okay. And you got to note the colors too. Yeah, this is not a bedside build. This is actually an afternoon build right now. And I'm hoping to get this set fully done by tonight. I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze out a tutorial. And then after the tutorial, I'll focus on the unboxing of this new stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to lay this out so it's easier for me to remember. I'm going to do the tutorial first, do the review on this stuff, and then do the intros for the video for these last two sets, and then maybe do the unboxing after that. And yes, you won't be able to press down on it now because of that tooth protruding. Okay, Technic nail and a bushing. There you go. One of those things you see at a fun park. Okay, that fits up in there. Huh. Let's put that back up there. So this is actually, oh, you stick it down in there. Let's make sure we're doing it right. So the tooth piece, well, be careful with that, folks. Now make sure this thing is up. It's probably, I don't think it's going to matter though. So hold on to it like this. Get your tooth lined in there. Tooth line is supposed to be right on this brick right here. And just stick that down in there. And then I'm going to have to make sure that's really pressed down. And I think that's what this does. So it's like a reciprocator. So it reciprocates, a reciprocating piece. There we go. Yeah. I don't know what that does yet. We'll find out. It just pokes up and down. They even have the nice little arrows that tell you that it does that too. Yeah, I don't know. Hope I hit the record. Yeah, I did. I've been getting a little forgetful on things lately. Just been really busy with work stuff. And and just in general trying to get stuff done here so we can do the fun stuff. Like I already got a couple of ideas for restaurants and stuff. You know, the sad thing is I have all the parts to build stuff, especially after getting into this ambassador thing. But then it's the lack of time to actually get to any of this stuff. So what do? I don't know. Oh yeah, but the tutorial though is going to be a very small tutorial. It's not going to be hard or anything like that. It's going to be pretty quick. I'm not quite done with it yet, but it's going to get there. And I had to put that stud on there too. There we go. We're getting close to finishing up bag 8. Okay, this is a friction pin. And I need that hollow brick. Oh, it's a gray one. At least I had that one pulled out. I'm going to start separating things. I noticed it's been going a little faster since I've been doing that. Something obviously is going to be attached to the back. I'm not sure what's going to go back there yet, but we're going to be finding out here pretty quick. Trying to get this done here. Also, I got a bunch of these sets I got to part out because I don't have the space to keep them anymore. I've heard some guys when they're done they toss them out. I'm like, really? Oh, I can't give them away. I'll just toss them out. I'm like, that's kind of a waste, you know. That's something that we do here in the States. He's from the States, but I'm like, don't toss this stuff out. I mean, it's kind of wasteful. I mean, I know Lego doesn't want us giving stuff away, but at that point, I don't know what I would do with it. I'm not going to throw it in the landfill. Just give it to somebody who doesn't have Lego parts. Lego bricks. You know. Of course, they wouldn't really know if this came from your own personal collection, huh? Boy, I hate to think if somebody were to sit on top of that and that thing was shooting up. If this is supposed to be like a toilet or something, that would be pretty brutal, that coming up at you. I don't know what's going to be in there. We even got the baby poop color on the toilet seat, so maybe this bathroom hasn't been visited. Of course, this could be just like a wishing well. I don't know what it is, but... And let's start with this brick here. Oh, well, we're going to have to anyways. Yeah, but for the most part, though, if you get this set, it's not disappointing or anything like that. It's a pretty interesting build. You know, it's by all means not the castle, but that castle was fun to put together. I never had to put anything together that had several parts before. And that was a pretty good build just to do in general. And then we got to do another sticker. Sticker number 4. I mean, the sheet so far is starting to get... We're just consuming that a bit more. And this goes here. Wait a minute, hold on. That goes right on the edge there. And let's put the leaf piece in there. Right there. And let's start with the 1x1 brick. Right behind there. You could barely see it, but there's a brick that goes right there. And yeah, I kind of miss hitting the waves. I miss going surfing, hitting the waves, walking the beach, hearing the water crashing against the rocks. So well, that's what it's supposed to do. Okay. No, it doesn't move when I... Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, we just got a few more pieces left and we're done with this bag. I think that's probably one of the worst bags that we had. And after this, I'll have to go check on some work. But I'm going to leave everything in one installment. And the reason being is just to keep it an even 3 installments. We're just going to do a video per section, you know, just for indexing purposes. If somebody gets stuck on one of these, then it'll be there. For the viewer to consume at his or her own leisure. All right, I don't have any more of those. I put something in the wrong place. Missing one of these here. This is just a regular. Oh, there it is, hiding under all the sticker sheet. Okay, all right. And then that takes care of that. And then we got this. Oh, I thought there'd be a sticker on that. No, there's not a sticker on that. It shows the back though where that's supposed to be. Oh, I mean that's supposed to be in there. And then that's it. So we have a bunch of tiles left over. Did I forget to stud something off? Oh, I forgot to put some here. Let's do those real quick. I was like, man, that's a lot of tiles for that to be kind of left out. And we're missing something there, like a brick. Remember, this is one of those bags that was kind of confused with the other one. I'm just taking a look, checking my work here real quick. And yeah, I'm missing one of these bricks here. I still have this one we haven't used yet, so I think that's probably in bag 10. So let me go ahead and grab one real quick. The very end, we're missing a brick. Let me go get that. Okay, so this goes here. And there's actually a plate missing here too. Well, there's a lot of stuff missing in this. So I have to get up again? Yep, hold on. Let me go get a 1x2 plate. All right, I hope that's it. So we got one extra brick, but we're missing 2. Making sure everything is set up right here. No, we're missing a bunch of parts to this. All right, because we rotated it back around. And yeah, I'm on the very last piece. Oh, wait a minute. You know, I'm being a bonehead. These are not supposed to go in for a while. You know why? I could just censor that out, but I'm not going to do that. Because that's actually bag 9. I was like, what are we doing here? No, that's bag 9. So bag 8, pretty much, that's what we have left. Okay, now we're going to move on to bag 9 officially. That should solve our problems there with those missing pieces, because they haven't gotten there yet. I don't expect this brick to be until bag 10, because bag 9 I never pulled out. Okay, so that's... You know, these containers are pretty small. But if you've got... You can easily fit 1,000 tiles in those, so it's not like I would judge off of that. Now we can start putting those pieces in. It's like, oh. As basic as these parts are, I'll guarantee you I probably already have probably about 95% of the set in just terms of parts. Like that big curved Technigear and stuff I know I don't have, but okay, that goes on the top. What I'm going to do, I'm looking for some parts. I'm going to start pulling out pieces right now that I'll probably need later on. And then that'll be the end of that. And you could just move on very slowly, except this is supposed to go here. Yeah, I really want to get back into using my mind to let my mind be the building guy, not what an engineer has cobbled up for me here. Yeah, I'm trying to group all the tan together here as much as I can. But the more you use, the less we actually have to go through. I don't have to go through as much here pretty soon. Whoa, got stuck to my hand there. All right. And okay. We already used those, so we got to put a piece here. All right, let's get these Technic bricks back here in the corner. And yeah, I'm just going to slowly just start stacking things out. I'm looking for that. And there's a limb piece that goes back there. Here. Alrighty. Right now, I kind of figured the last bag was going to use a lot of the stickers. So if you get squirmy on stickers, this is probably not the bag for you. Now we got to put on sticker number 6. At least they have the line under the 6, so you don't get confused with the 9. And then it's a nice day and I'm stuck in the house. Okay, and this goes here. Not sure what that right there's for. I found the little piece. I gotta find a 1x3 plate in this mess. Yeah, once you get too many parts here, it just kind of just makes it build a little harder to do. Yeah, what did I have for breakfast today? A bowl of cereal. What did I have for lunch? A bowl of cereal. Almost like being in a frat house again. Just got to, wait till I get my work stuff done here. Now I gotta look for a Technic brick with one hole. Start pulling out all these random ones here first. I need one with 2. No, I don't need 2 holes. Yeah, when you're doing a set like this and you want to build efficiently, that's what I'm looking for there. Do it on a big table, something big. Don't do what I'm doing here and do it on a little cluttered little workbench. And I'm referring to this now as the workbench. So let's head over to the workbench and take a closer look. The reason why I'm using the word workbench, it sounds more formal. So let's head over to the Lego table. So now, in the newer ones that I'll be doing on reviews, I'll refer to this as the workbench. The bench. Jay, that's not what Lego people call it. Well, that's what I'm going to call it. There we go. Got his face in there. I had a set of neighbors that always complain about one of my neighbor's dogs always barks. I'm like, I don't ever hear their dog bark over here. There's always one person that complains about stuff like that, but I'm like, I never hear the dogs barking much, so I don't know what you're talking about. Does that go on the top? That goes flush. Okay, looks like we got everything there. Yeah, but if you notice, I'm really kind of trying to find a bunch of parts. We got these pieces here. There we go. Gotta find another one of those now. I am still pulling out tan. I thought I saw that other piece in here. It's one just like that. And well, that one's dark gray. That's probably why. Oh, there it is. Just trying to get around all the parts. Alrighty. And put the tiles here. And there's a leaf on top of it. I got to get some of these dark green. I know or earth green. I know I keep saying that, but I really want to get some of those. All right, then we got to build ourselves another totem thing. Cool. And all I'm looking for now is gray. They just kind of go underneath the manual, which is kind of like a bummer, because all I'm doing is moving the manual so many times throughout the whole entire installment, just trying to get to the parts that like to kind of hide. And you put that backwards. I've done that a bunch of times there. All right, let's put the plate on the top first before I put the eye sockets in there. Lots of hollow studs. I always thought hollow studs would be kind of weird, but they're really a useful part. And then this fits right here. Alrighty, that's the only thing we're doing. Not too scary. And then we got to use a bunch of tan plates. Well, I've already pulled out a bunch of those, so let's just get in it then here. Hey, I've been pulling those out, so that should go pretty quick. Yeah, that's a lot faster, huh? And then this is a nice set to do in the spring or summer. I don't see this much as a winter set, but I think this is a spring summer set, maybe fall. Kind of looks cool for Halloween though, too. And then more tan, or well, this is actually sand yellow. Or vomit. Depends on how you want to look at it, but yeah. Now I got some space back there to put some more bricks back there. Get that back there, and then matter of fact, I got to shave before I do the other Lego set unboxings, or the first impressions. You know, when you see me talking in the front of the video at the beginning, do a face video. I do that not only for, you know, people wanting to know what I look like still, and that still today a lot of people don't know what I look like. But I also do it for size comparison, like what does the set look like to a normal human face, you know? Is this a big set or is it something small? It just makes it a little easier to do. And I'm missing a 2x2 brick. Did the manual eat it up? No. Let me get myself comfortable here. Oh, there it is. Or you could probably do this in the fall too. In fact, where I'm leaning up against my wall, I need to paint it. This whole room needs to be painted eventually. And I will do that myself because I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I'm not one of those guys. A lot of guys in my generation, my age range, they hire everybody to do things for them. Like, Why? You just get a couple gallons of paint, prep your walls up, and get a drop cloth and roll the stuff on. That's pretty much how it is. Oh, I don't want to waste my time. Well, if you're hiring someone to do it, you're going to still be wasting time because you won't have access to that room, so you may as well kill some time. I mean, okay, this goes on top of here. Okay. You know, I don't like doing all that stuff too. There's another one over here. See, once you get about halfway through the bricks, it starts going quicker, just because I'm not rifling through so many parts. And then I'm going to find a leaf piece, and I think that just sits right in that stud there. I mean, that's probably where that goes. I guess he's got a little hair on him. And still pulling out the tan bricks here. Haven't got them all removed yet. And yeah. Yeah, I like doing the smaller sets though. I don't really, because like I said, I like doing my own stuff. You know, doing the big sets kind of gets to me after a while. It's like I'm sitting here, you know, thinking of all the cool stuff that I could be working on right now, and these are not like, this is not like something I can get done in a few minutes here. And I'm actually looking for this piece. That means I'm going to have to find it. And I do have those in a bin by themselves, so if I lose it, I can go grab it. Let's start pulling out parts here, since now we got a little bit of extra space. Well, Jay, why do you accept these sets if you don't care much for set building? Well, I'm not going to turn down the perks. I've heard some people getting banned for not doing too many offers. Let me make sure here. Okay, there is a boo-boo I made right here. This plate here is supposed to be replaced with an upside-down villager nose, a Minecraft villager nose. So that's what that's supposed to be there. And that's how that goes. And then, I'm not sure what we're building here, but it's kind of getting annoying. Oh wow, all that way, and we got to go to put a sticker on that, so we need sticker number 9. I think all these tiles are going to have stickers. I kind of got to thinking though, if I could, it'd be a lot of work. I've been thinking about pre-stickering my Lego pieces before I do these builds, so when I do the builds it'll be a lot faster than just doing this. And there you go. And then this goes here. Get out of the way. Sits right back in there. Okay, and now we're on 327. Okay. Yeah, you could tell when I'm doing the campground, I was really into that. And you get to these, you know, I'm kind of like, I'm already burned out of the theme right now. I got the campground on the floor. That I hadn't touched it, you know. It's still sitting down there incomplete. And it just hasn't been worked on yet. It just haven't gotten to it. Oh, I forgot some parts here. Let me back up here. Okay, I did skip a page. Okay. No, it wasn't too terribly bad. It's like something looks like it's missing there, but there's probably eyes or probably a sticker tile that's going to go on that. Yeah, pretty soon we'll all be hitting the pools, huh? Well, here in the States. I know somebody in Australia where they don't, and you know, and like June, July, August, September, they got their winters going full blast. And then during Christmas time, they're out hitting the waves. You know, that would work out for me because I'm off during winter months. So, yeah. It shows. Hold on. All right. We have a bunch of parts to put up here. I got a sticker I got to put up here eventually. But let's worry about getting the parts done first. I'm still trying to find that pesky brick. Oh, there it is. Probably going to be a vine or something hanging out of the wall there. And here. And here. And yeah, we got a bunch of vines coming out of the wall here. So what about that one there? Are we going to have something hanging out of that hole? We're just going to have random holes for the snakes to come out and get you. Now we got to do the sticker, and it's sticker number 8. And yeah, we're getting there. At least we're not doing all the stickers at one time. That kind of gets annoying. All right. Those would have been awesome if they were printed. Well, we got to do sticker number 7 for step 329. Yeah, I don't know if I answered this question, but what do I do with all the sets that I get? I part them out because I don't have the space to keep them. Set that there. Oh, and that goes at the bottom. Okay, right there. Now I got to come in here and start piecing the top together. Get that all done there for you. And I'm missing, the manual's been eating them up again. This camera's getting hot and toasty too. It's not used to, the camera's just not used to being used hardcore like this, you know, and that's why I kind of want to buy a new one. I'm looking for a 4K handheld that's, you can get up real close and personal. Preferably looking for a Panasonic model, or JVC's pretty good too. That's kind of flimsy there. And then I forgot to put those pieces there when I was doing it initially. This set you could really get confused in here if you're not careful. Now we got to put another sticker on here, which is sticker 11. So now they're hitting us with stickers all of a sudden. Well, that one went on there crooked. At least I can peel it off. Now, it's a mini figurehead, but the sticker's starting to just come off. I had to take it off because it was like hanging over half the edge. That's why I despise the stickers. It's just, you know, what can you do? I need to get some more of these. Reddish brown still scares the bejeebas out of me. Oh, Jay, you shouldn't be scared. You know, I'm thinking, well, and I've had every piece break on me. I'm like, no, I don't really trust that color. All right, put that up there. And the tan pieces up here. Tile there. I don't know, maybe that's as far as we're gonna go here on that. I don't know. I think there's more that connects to this. Okay, now this is, well, it's supposed to make that secure, but yeah, I'll have to question that now. And another sticker, sticker number 1. Yeah, I think my next option, if I get something that's heavily vandalized with stickers, I'm just going to have to read through the manual and just sticker everything. Like if I'm watching the news or something like that, just sticker this crap on here, because I'm spending almost more time stickering than I am building again. So I need to just get it done. Well, that's kind of hard to get that in there. Right back in there. So now it's starting to look more like a sticker book. When I first started the set out, it wasn't too bad, but I'm probably gonna start dinging now for stickers, just because it's getting kind of irritating. See, now I feel like I'm doing progress. If I'm just putting stickers on stuff, I just feel like I'm not doing anything. And another sticker, you know. Yeah, I think next time I'm just gonna pre-sticker everything, because this stuff is definitely going to get ripped off when I'm all done with the review, or when I get ready to part it out. Because a lot of this sticker stuff I don't think I'll ever use. And where does the sticker go? Oh, it goes right here? I thought there'd be plants there. Not this weird stuff. Alrighty, and then we don't have that many stickers left, but we also only have one. We also have one more bag after this one too. So it's hard to say. And I think that's all we do there. Well, shocker, there's no stickers. Now we got to put the tiles on this. I'm just going to grab them as I see them, and then so I think, oh, we got a sand green one. We'll place that here, and just want to hurry up and work on my stuff today. Actually, I got to get done with 2 more coating projects, and I got to get some videos prepared, and then that's it. So that takes care of that. We got a gray. Oh, we don't have to put a sticker on that tile. Well, that's kind of a surprise there. And then just about done with this. Now I can breeze through this real quick. And you can't see what I'm doing there. Do I have one more of those? I mean, I have a big bin of those angular plates, but I don't see it in here. The manual's been chomping down on parts, so, oh, there it is, I see it. And yeah, I do like the tile patterns on these too, so I think that's nice and cool. And then we got a bunch of little sub steps here you're gonna have to do, so just do them and get them done. kind of finish everything up today, and then once we get this guy here situated, I'm not done with it yet. This one here, it's right on that bush. Lock all that in. I think that's it. Looks like it. All right. And I hate to think I'm going to have to do this some other time. I feel like I'm never going to get this set done today. Honestly, though, just doing this when you're on a deadline, it kind of, I'm trying to keep it from degrading the build experience, though. You know, because it can, when you're doing a marathon like this, it will degrade the building experience. You know, like, oh, I got to get it. It's not like you want to build, like, it's like not like the castle where I just took my time through it. This, I just have to get it done. I just feel like I'm kind of rushing through part of the build. I may just let that be known in the review. I mean, it's a good build. I just had to rush through it because I had to get a deadline completed. And usually it's not building this stuff. Like, if this was just a review, I'd be done. Eventually, my reviews will be following this format where it'll be a live review, and after that, we'll index it. So somebody's actually going to have to go through the whole entire sessions to do it. I don't know if we'll ever do condensed reviews or not, but still debating on that one when I move everything over to here. I may do a, oh, excuse me, may do a poll and say, do you guys prefer the condensed stuff or what? And I have a feeling that plate's going to go in there. That's exactly what that goes in there. It's the little parts right now that are just slowing you down. And yeah, just imagine if I had a partner helping me with this, I'd literally be done by now. That goes up there. Well, you can't see what I'm doing. It's like that right there. And there's a guy I watch on YouTube, and he's been having the same problems that I'm having. People will complain. Somebody bumps in the tripod. Oh man, I've gotten seasick just by watching this. I'm like, I'm just like, dude, I've been there, you know. You bump into the tripod, or sometimes words come out of your mouth wrong. And then bam, somebody schools them for that one. Oh, you got to make 2 of these. Oh, I should have paid attention more. But it's at that point where a lot of us guys out here and gals are doing this. We're probably not going to care so much. In fact, it'd be easier to put that on there first. And we're almost done with the sticker sheet too. After this, we only got 2 stickers left, so it's not terribly bad. And then these go in the back. So Lego's using these as like a clamp. So it's at the 3rd hole right here. Yeah, 3rd hole from the bottom, and then right there. So that right there and stuff like that. And what this does is this makes this strong. So this is meant to be, this is almost like it's meant to be played with. See how I'm fighting to get the Technic on there. There we go. Now this thing's clamped, so it's clamped down. It ain't going anywhere. And that's it for bag 9. And out of all that, we have not hit this piece yet, and we have 1 stud remaining. Not too shabby. Okay, now we're going to wrap this build up here with bag 10. And this is the final one. I don't know how bad this is going to be, but we're already going to start with the minifigures. So it's nice not to have to do minifigures for a while. We also got some chains and a rubber band we'll keep in there for safekeeping. And what we'll do is get these done. And I guess school is letting out early today. I had somebody ask me the other day, an employee, I says, would you mind hiring my kid? And I was like, oh, well, the way the kids take off from school, I don't know. Well, what does that mean? I said, because a lot of kids, they don't like to, they like school, but they'd rather not work. I mean, I don't like to do work. It gets boring, but I do it, I have to do it to pay the light bill. So putting these on sometimes can be a bit of a chore. Just raise his arm up and then set that in there, and then you can put the head on and drop his arm down. And we're going to put the unbandaged side on there. So it looks like he's all fixed up. And what we'll be doing today is spending like 20 hours on this guy here. And he's got a bag by him. So that's pretty much what we did there. We'll set him over there. And I still haven't used that brick yet, but I do see some nougat in here. So maybe, and we're hitting the last two stickers all in one sitting. At least we can get rid of that nonsense. We even got a light brick there. So now it's just, I'm going to have to move all this over here. Well, let's just start putting stickers on this now. I don't want to waste too much time looking for a part. Kind of just want to hurry up and get this done here. And yeah, so while I'm waiting for this, like between sessions, I stop the video, to stretch my legs. As I know some Lego guys can literally sit here for like days just building. I can't do it. I have to get up and stretch my legs, but I had to check some work stuff. So I'm getting slowly progressing through the workload today. It's slow go. It is what it is. And I'm missing some upwards angular plates. So what I'm going to have to do is start pulling out plates that look similar to it, because I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find any of those. They would have already, okay, I found one. And Lego, that's sloppy how you do the arrows there. Just put them behind the brick. I already know that it's going to be sucked down in there. I mean, there's no other need to do that. And this guy goes here, right on top. And you still can't see what I'm doing. Now, you guys have to understand is that these sets are vertical, so you may not see what's going down here all the time. I can't cover all angles. And I remember, it was a few sessions back, somebody complained about it, and I was like, well, send me the money for a GoPro and you'll see two angles. Well, why would I want to give you something like that? I'm like, well, because you're complaining about it. I like when people tell me to F off, and I'm just like, well, that made it easy to block you. I don't know, some people get kind of brutal on this hobby. Yeah, this is And people construe these as professional videos. Oh, we're done with the sticker sheet. I don't know what happened to it, but we're done with the sticker sheet. We don't have to worry about that now. Okay, now we focus on the light brick. And we're going to have to start piecing it together. It says pull the thing out first. I'm not pulling this lever out here until the very last. And lately I've been getting a lot of light bricks that have been dead. Like dead. Like they just don't work. So until you, I have batteries for them, but I'm like, you know. You know, I think the golden idol goes in there. I found the golden idol. All that way. So it's just like the movie. You have to work your way to the golden idol. And yeah, you have to work your way. That's probably the only gold piece that was really in here. And you just have to work your way to it. Yeah. So it's kind of like when you're building this, it's almost like going through the temple. You have to fight your way through all the stickers and all the, some of the undesirable steps first in order to get to the final portion of the build. And we flip it upside down here. Oh, now I'm going to have to pull that out. Now it's pretty bright, so we're ready to go. Remember what I said in a video previously. Don't ever have a trash can next to your workbench, ever. It goes for electronics and stuff too, because things roll off, and that's just how it is, and you don't want to have to throw away something that could be hard to replace or irreplaceable for a while. So never have a trash can by your workbench. And somebody's going to heed the warning, but just from what I've heard, it could be very painful. Okay, I got to put some stuff in here first. I hope today nobody puts me in a bad mood. Sometimes I get those feelings like you're just taking your time doing something. Next thing you know, you got to deal with some kind of pointless drama that could have been easily resolved. All right. And then there's a chain that I lost. Oh, there's one. It kind of goes on here. Yeah, it goes like this. Goes in there. Just one chain. That's the only thing you put in there. So far I haven't messed it up yet. Knock on wood, since it's wood, we can do that. Superstitious there. And what we're going to do now is piece together more stuff. It's all small stuff. This set, you know, it sounds like you're getting a lot of parts, but I'm just gonna bluntly tell you, there is some big pieces, but the most parts I've seen here are small. Medium, but mostly small. So here's the, let me hold this just right here. It's hold like that, and then this goes, oh yeah, I forgot to put a peg in there, or a pin, on the wrong, so I'm putting it on the wrong side, and it goes like this, with the chain facing up, like that. And the chain kind of looks like it wraps around the top. I don't know what all this does yet. I don't even know. It's hard. Well, that just broke apart real easily. I hope that's not going to be a thing there. And I've already spent like 5 minutes on this little guy. It's just, All right, there's a, hold on. Rotate it around like this and stick this in here. It's easy to stick it in the blue one first. And then, I mean, this thing here is just kind of weird. And just lining up all these Technic bricks is a bit of a turd. And then we put the last pin here. So this should keep this pretty well secured. Just rotate that in there. There you go, like that. And we're not done with it yet. So if you think you're done, you're not done. You got a long ways to go here. I got to make 2 of these little window things. Some of these guys have those loud boom boxes in their cars. And like, you hear the whole car rattling and stuff. You're like, you know, that doesn't sound too appealing. You know, I don't think it's because I'm getting older. I just think it's like, why? All right, so this part here actually goes here with the chain hanging down. So it goes like that. So now you're going to get pretty. You're getting up there in the height now. I don't know what this does here, but the light shines right on this. I think the golden idol's going down here. I don't know yet. I mean, we're almost done too, and this set doesn't have a progress bar. So I don't know how much further we have left. The book is getting pretty thin on the end, so I mean, probably about 90% done here. It's all about trying to get it all done here, and then they have these go in here. Right between those windows too. So things may come apart. So now you're getting to the nitty-gritty here where things are starting to flake apart. The first 2 that I built were pretty strong, but this one here, I'm going to say is, well, we don't know yet. It's not done, but it's pretty well kind of flaky. It's kind of brittle here. There we go. And then we have to put some plates on those inner windows right here. And yeah, I forgot today's Monday. Everybody out here gets off early. I remember Mondays used to be dreadful days. Now everybody has to, oh, Monday's bad. I got to take off like half a day. And we make 2 of these, and they go on this side here, but you don't see them. You know, Lego, why are we working backwards now all of a sudden? I don't even know. I got to find 1 more of those, and then we have to do the other one now. So I'm getting down to the really nitty-gritty stuff. There's not a whole lot of parts left. It's just really small stuff at this point here. And I'm on the very last bag, no stickers left, and I'm trying to find little parts. At this point, it's little stuff. It's tiny stuff now. I mean, medium, but mostly small. So you're in a hurry to get this done on bag 10. You just take your time because you're not going anywhere fast with rifling through lots of small parts. So when I do the final review on this, I'm just going to mention there's some big parts, but mostly just small. Oh, it's a tan one here. And we're not done with this step yet. All right. Well, Jay, when are you going to have all that done? I don't know, because now I got to stick these pieces in here, and you got to really kind of push them in there. I mean, it's not a... It's all small stuff at this point. And there's big pieces, but most of I'm putting in now is small. It's just... Yeah, I better be careful. Somebody may get offended me belly aching too much. All right, we got that out of the way. Step 360. More small stuff. I got to make 2 of these here. I thought we were done with the tiles, but we are not. So these go on the very top here. And then we got to find another one of those nougat tiles or sand green. Yeah, sitting, doing this after a while gets kind of, well, exhausting. Okay. And then we come in, and we don't need that right now. And then we got to do some more Technic stuff. I'm assuming that this down here at the very bottom connects up to something up here. Probably to this. I don't know. Or is that just for you to push manually? I don't know what it does. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I should have done this in 2 separate installments. All right. It shows this pin here. Okay, hold on. I think both these go in at once. And then this right here goes into here. Like that. That's right on this thing here, but that don't make sense because it's showing it straight down. Mine's is not. Mine's is sticking straight up. Unless that is in the wrong place. Huh. It's actually even with the brick, but mine's not like that. It's like it's too low here. I might have put that together wrong too, and I think I might have. And you know what, that right there is going to have to be ripped out all the way just to get to that. So that's really going to be a bitch to get out of there. Because but that's what it told me to do. That's awfully, let me look here. Yeah, well, yeah, we're going to have to just rip that whole thing out to get to it. Let's just set it off here to the side, and then we're going to have to, they don't give you a whole lot of angles what this looks like, so let me find something for a bookmark. Yep, every one of these I've had to really fight with, and it doesn't degrade down the build quality here, but it just kind of gets to be a bummer. And yeah, this is actually supposed to be pushed up. How do you do that? I'm going to have to rip that whole thing apart. I think the brick is actually supposed to go lower. That is so sloppy. I can't even tell what they were doing now. I'm going to have to probably spend like an hour figuring it out. The back part looks fine. The chain's where it's supposed to be. The brick's where it's supposed to be. These arms, but this right here is supposed to be pushed up. Let me take a look. Let me go back through it again. That's what I'm saying. Doing this Technic stuff can be a real bitch to do. That's why I don't do Technic at all. I just don't like it. It's just, to me, kind of boring. Yeah, they use a regular gray brick in there too. I mean, I have to back all the way back up to like step 3 just to come back in there. There's a bunch of stuff that I'll have to come back in and redo. So I don't even know what step I left off at. So, well, okay. Well, let's start tearing shit off here. Well, at least I'm not filtering it, guys. It could be worse. No, I'm not going to beep it out for the kiddies who like the beeps and the blips. See, I got to dissect it all the way to about here. This is right. But no, you're going to have to tear it all apart to get to this one little area here. So just to get to this, and you're going to need to move this here and stick a gray brick here. If I made a mistake, I know somebody else probably is going to make a mistake too. So now I'm going to have to put that all back together here. And these are supposed to be put back. It was just that little arm thing was set off a little bit. So now it sits where it's supposed to be. And all that work just to get to that one area. Now I'm going to have to put this all back together again. You know, I mean, literally going to have to figure out where everything goes and stuff. So that is going to be a chore. You know, yeah, it's a mess. It's a real mess. I'm trying to get my bearings straight here where this thing's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. All right, so we're here. We didn't take that out. Yeah, there's some pieces that go on the top here. And then the chains in the back, I think. All right, let me just take this off here and just kind of start all over here. You can tell I'm getting frustrated. Now, I always get questions asked, well, Jay, why don't you do Technic? That is why I don't touch it. I stay away from Technic, and that is it. I don't mess with it at all for anything. So I may have to just dissect everything and just start all over again, pretty much. The chain goes back here. Yeah, you get into this, get this set, make sure you really read the manual. Do I ding off for that? Not really, because that was a mistake on my end. It's just, you can't even get the Technic stuff back together now. Yeah, I've gotten crap falling off of this and everything. So this is going to be a very long correction here. I'm not going to lie to you and censor that out. So it just means the video will just be made longer. Okay. And then this guy goes here. So make sure it looks like the picture here. Here's the chain. Let's put this on the other side here. I think, it only shows one. Let's leave that alone. Leave that out. I don't want to make a mess here. Okay, this weird thing goes in here. And yeah, this is not fun. You know, I could be building a mock right now. What am I doing? This. This is what I'm doing right now, is this. Yeah, I mean, I build hard stuff, but Usually never dealing with Technic. And there we got that back the way it was. And then this piece goes on the other side. Like that. Okay, I'm getting back the way it was. It's still working, so that's all that matters. And the next thing is we use... See, it kind of disintegrated when I did this. So I'm assuming it goes back like that. Yeah, we had to really rip the crap out of this to get back where we were. And then now I can just set this back up in here. And how does this go in here? Let me flip it upside down. Yeah, guys, I do not like doing these at all. It's not that it's boring, it's just you forget one piece. You saw how much trouble it was to go back in and correct it. And then I got the chain here. And these are backwards. Let me just leave these off here. Stick that in the way it is. All right. And then these go back in here like this. And then it should be fully corrected by now. Okay, well, I'm going to have to rip all that out of there real quick. Even this little bush is going to have to go. Jay, that is a mess. Yeah, you do not know how much of a mess this is to fix. And then you got to put it all back together. Yeah, so you got to really be careful. Because I probably spent about a good 10-15 minutes right now just fixing this one area. And I'm still not done with it yet. Now, that's what it's supposed to do. Well, now we took care of that. We put those things back in. Looks fine now. Put the front things in, the tiles on the top. We got this lever here put in, and now we got to connect some more stuff to it. So now we're at that point where, okay, we just did this. Now, finally we're on step 362, and well, let's get going here. And it goes in the middle hole. 2 friction pins. Trying to get these done in a hurry, and that's kind of what happens. I wonder what Lego would do if I say, hey, if you don't send me this stuff early where I can get it done, or stop changing the dates, I'm going to start dinging everything flat out of 0. Some companies do that. Well, it's late. It's sorry, but you know, we don't play games. All right, so I think we got everything done here, and this goes like this. And I don't know what this thing here is. Ooh. This is not even really connected to anything, is it? It just floats there. So, that in the bottom hole. This goes in the Technic pin. And maybe that's just a floating lever or something like that. So you have to rotate it both ways to do something. And it shows it flush, which is what mine is. Okay, that's fine. And then they got to call it here what it's supposed to look like. So we're probably going to start connecting things together now. And I just hate worse when you got a lot. You got a lot of stuff to do, and you're stuck doing something that's just as tough. Kind of getting frustrated with this because it's, you know, I'm looking right across the room and I see a bunch of fun stuff that I want to do, and I have to do this one first. Because now I'm starting to get kind of bored with it here. All right. So it shows it, and that's what it looks like there. I think this goes in like that. And then I'm sure there's probably, oh, I see what we're doing. Okay, now we need the little rubber band thing. And at least to give us a nice pretty yellow one. And then you actually have to string the rubber band. Hoping you can see that right in here. So that's why it kept falling apart. Now, so it's like a little switch. So that's what they use for a little switching system in there. And then we need a Technic pin. So yeah, you get to this end of this last one here, you're literally going to be focused on doing Technic. It's just Technic. You just have to deal with it, and then we're still not done yet. We got plenty of parts yet. I'm not even, this book is getting thin. I just haven't gotten to the last part of it yet. It's dragging out now at this point, and it's one of those builds that I just want to hurry up and now I'm getting to that fatigue portion where I just want to hurry up and get it done so I can move on and do the fun stuff. So now the building experience is starting to now degrade a little bit because now I'm kind of getting tired. I think it's just because of being under pressure doing all this, and yeah, I think I'll have to ding this guy down a point or two. You know, that sounds like I'm being a little too hard, but you know, if they would have sent me the stuff earlier where I can get it done and work on it in more of a pleasant setting, I could. At least we got that nightmare behind us. Now we got to focus on this real quick here. And why don't you just take a break? Well, I want to hurry up and get it done real quick. Because I got other things I have to get done, that things that I have to do for work related stuff, and this is not one of them. Okay. But like I said, I'm not going to filter or edit that out because it may come in handy for somebody else who saw the mistakes, who watched these videos before they're building. Like, oh, I saw Jay make a mistake there. I don't want to do that. So that's why I don't filter those out. I've seen a lot of guys, you could tell where they filter out when they made a boo-boo. Now, my tutorials, those I've heavily script. You know, they're not build spur of the moment because, man, I'd be there for hours trying to get a tutorial done. So those are already pre-planned, except for the commentary when I build. And I had a question, do I ever follow building guides doing my own tutorials? No, it's pretty much off of memory. It's all off of memory at that point. And I'm looking for one of those slope pieces here. Not that one. Oh, I see it. Okay, what goes on the bottom there? Oh, I forgot a plate, that's why. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting tired now. I want to hurry up and get this done, and so I can get back to my day job and do that part first. You can tell that this has got teeth in it. You really don't know what you're building until you get about halfway through it, and it's like, okay, now I know what we're doing here. And yeah, I've seen some of these guys who literally will sit in their Lego room for hours just doing this. And honestly, I'm getting kind of bored now. Getting bored working on this. When you're doing a marathon on sets, it gets to you. It's like when I do tutorials, like I'm doing camping theme stuff, right? I'm not sitting there doing a complete marathon of building 20 campers and stuff. That would get boring. So I break everything down into parts that I can digest, you know. It just makes it easier to do, you know, versus, okay, today I'm going to build 20 bedroom sets. After the first 3 or 4, it gets boring. I don't want to do that. So you know, that's something you got to avoid when you're doing things like that. So this is actually upside down here all that time. Well, Jay, why don't you just take micro breaks in between, because I would honestly, I would never get these sets done, and I would just fall so far behind because I would forget that I had this one to do until I got to the end, and it'd be like, well, I'm gonna have to finish it up now. And that's never fun. You have to go back in and try to figure what you do. That's why I try to break them down into installments. So, you know, I may have to start getting a little blunt with Lego when they send me this stuff. Like, you got to give us more time. Some have been saying, why don't you give us 4 to 6 weeks? We have other life jobs than doing this. And I may go back in and comment on that post and say, you know what, why don't you guys do that? Because there's people like myself, we don't have a team. I'm a one-person team here. And to do this and not have anybody else help me build it, it's, you know, kind of a pain. You know, I want to enjoy life, not sit inside the house, you know, building with bricks all day. You know. And we got a sub step. Yep, we still got plenty of parts here. This is not going to be ending anytime soon, folks. If you got something to do, well, the video's indexed, so you can skip through parts. This is kind of getting kind of boring now. And we're still on bag 10. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing is bag 10. We're still on bag 10. The first 9 bags were okay. They were going pretty quick. And wait a minute. I'm messing up here. Okay, that's right. Okay, there's a ball piece hidden behind here. And yeah, I was thinking about some stuff to do over the summer, and I may just go at it and do things alone, and if somebody says I leave them out, so be it. Because after a while, just, you know, honestly, guys and gals, I know there's some out there who like being at home, they like being cooped up in the house, but after a while this gets dry and boring. Well, put that carrot top in there. Yeah, I'd say probably about maybe a good, probably a fourth of this is, maybe about 20% of this is probably Technic. So this is just Technic here at this point. You're just putting together a big giant Technic set. And I think that's it. And this goes, it's like that. And you may see it differently than I do, because I have to go off the manual. And it looks like it goes in like this here. Let me guess, we're going to have to build another one of those. That's well, maybe not yet anyways. All right. Okay, we're building mirrors. Let's do the mirrors stuff. I'm kind of getting bored of this now at this point. So yeah, this is obviously meant for 18 plus. So the build experience on this, bags 1 through 9, you know, are pretty good. The stickers were pretty evenly spaced. You weren't spending all day putting stickers on stuff. I think I'm going to start pre-stickering a lot of things. But I think what I'm going to focus on more when I do the building experience is I was getting tired towards the end of putting this together. I mean, I'm not going to lie to anybody about it. It was just getting boring. You know, I was... you know, you kind of start getting tired of working on stuff after a while, and it's kind of becoming a drag here. I don't think, yeah, when I say this, just do this all in one sitting. Do bags, take breaks in between bags. But I think Lego is going to get an earful from me because I'm trying to, I think that goes there. There are lots of chains in here too. Oh yeah, you got to be careful with the chains. You can see they're getting tangled in here. You just got to make sure they're not tangled. There's a lot of little chores that you're going to have to do, a lot of little housekeeping, just to keep everything kind of aligned here. And this goes down here. I could be surfing right now and doing this. I still got to get my day job done here, and this goes over here. Not too bad. It's not too bad for what that looks like. And then, okay, so now we're going to have to shove this thing in here. It tells you how to put it in, and it's got an inset here. So I'm assuming the chains go in the back, and these little arms here, they go like this. What's this guy supposed to do, fall down on you when you go in there? Well, that doesn't want to go in. There we go. And you set them in like that. So you just connect those up and you slide them in the hole, but don't try to mess with anything yet. The book tells you what it's supposed to look like, too. And that just doesn't look right, but yeah, I guess it is. All right. Well, I survived that. We still got a bunch of parts left. Now we're going to carefully rotate this thing around, and I think we're going to have to start connecting things up here. So they have a carrot top that connects You're kidding me. Well, yeah, you got to be careful with that guy. He'll just fall right out. Got to get all the chains out. You're actually going to have to connect all those chains together. And yeah, this is another little part of, this is a little turd right here. So they show you which way the chains are supposed to go. This chain here goes to here. Well, not quite. I got to go get another chain and attach it real quick. So this thing is really loose. Yeah, when I do the video on this, I'm going to there is some mild language in here. That's going to keep falling out for a while. And they use a carrot top to lock all that in there. You could just see that you could breathe on this thing and it's falling apart. Stick that carrot top and make sure it kind of goes all the way through there. Boy, that is just... You think there would have been a better way to keep that from falling out, but that's how they did it. And yeah, we're not done yet. Step 391. I think we're going to go up to 400 steps before you know it. And I'm kind of just getting burned out of this set now. I'm kind of... towards the end, though, yeah, you are going to get bored with this. It's not going to be, some people don't want to know the raw stuff behind all this, but yeah, Lego puts this under a lot of pressure to get this stuff done. And then a little Technic nail goes in there. Yeah, you can just see, I'm just, this is getting kind of old. It's all Technic. So in order to give the set functionality, you got to give it some Technic. That's why a lot of the city builders kind of shy away from Technic. I'm going to be honest, I don't blame them. I mean, Technic to me, honestly, I just don't understand it, but it's just kind of boring. And I'm missing another one of those ball hitch receiver things. All right, let me check the parts bin here and see if I threw one in here. Usually I get an extra one or two. So maybe we were missing a part. Alrighty. Alright, so I wish they would have gave me a better way that this connects up. The rubber band's in the back. That skull thing may come crashing out again. Something must connect to these things here. They only gave me, oh, okay, I see. Now this piece goes in here next. And it just sits right here. Oh, wait a minute. It goes here. So I think that when you press that down, that whole thing will come lighting up. That's really kind of sloppy back there. We're almost done. I just got vegetation now to put on this booger. I'm going to come back and do that. I just kind of want to call it quits, but I'm going to finish it up here. Let's try it and see. Yeah, see. Isn't this guy supposed to fall out? Oh, and it's, so wait a minute. You turn it once, that goes in, and then the skull comes out and falls on you, almost falls on you. So just do that. So the light turns on. That's not too bad. Just make sure you turn that off all the way. You don't want to use that as a night light because you will run down your battery or your cells. Depends on how technical you want to think of it as. But I understand why it had to be loose. It couldn't be too tight or that thing would not have functioned. Gotta hide the studs, huh? And one root, one leaf, and then we're putting more roots in here. The square root, the root. Yeah, somebody try to take the square root of -1 and see how far you can get with that. And I want a complete proof. The square root. There we go, that goes there. And the golden idol goes right on here. So Okay, that can spin around. Okay, that's good. So if you don't get it on there right, I'm sure you can just rotate that. And it's facing like that. And now we're going to have to tie all this together here. We still have a few pieces left. So now it's, and we had this one extra brick, so maybe they were just getting a little sloppy or something. I don't know. I probably forgot something somewhere. You know? Hey, as long as it functions, that's all that matters. Let me put the minifigures in the back. Matter of fact, what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to go ahead and place it on the turntable right away. The reason being is because it'd be easier to do it on here, and then I can just rotate the whole thing. So you may not see a whole lot. This part here is going to go here. So don't worry, I'll change the camera angle here eventually. And it says just snap that thing in place. It doesn't tell you, it just tells you to look at it from the back. So obviously, if you're going to move this thing around, make sure it's on a flat surface here. Okay. And then let me back out the camera for you. So now we can take a better look at everything. Let me get it centered here for you. So, yeah, this set here, it was interesting to build, but I don't think I'd ever put this thing together again. All right, now we're going to proceed on. Yeah, get yourself a Lazy Susan. It will come in handy when you're working on stuff like this. Instead of have to constantly rotate it like I do. And I may make it a habit of doing that. And make sure you have more space than you need, because this stuff is so large. And we need to make 2 tiles here with these little subtiles on them like that. You gotta make 2 of those. I'm assuming those go there. That's why those 2 spots were left out. And I believe that that's about it for all the parts. And I have a 1x3 that goes here. So this thing at the very end though, now could a family build this? You could, but you'd be left with some extra stuff. And finally that's it. We're done with that. And we already ran through all the rotary controls, but we'll just do a complete run through everything first. And that is what we have remaining. Not too terribly bad. So we're going to just dive into quick play, and then we're going to go into the review. Or I may just do them both at the same time. So we obviously have our figures. And so the hat on these guys always falls off. So if yours falls off, it's the same thing, you know. And so basically, here's your entry point right here. You go through here. It's all front controls. So you can have it trip a rock. The rock falls down. And when you do the rock, go up there real fast. Don't do it real slow, because if you go slow, it's not going to go up. So just go real fast. The momentum will push it up. If you get lucky to get past this, then you got this gate here that comes down. And this can raise up and down there. Getting across this bottomless pit, well, that's easy. You just, one of these guys has a stick. You can use this with Indiana Jones. And what you do is you would just attach it here, and then you would just use this knob here to rotate it. So you can fling off here. That's how you would do it. And that's essentially the last part there. And for this piece here, there's one knob here. So here's the idle, so you can have, what's his name up there? Mr. Jones. Trips a booby trap. Light comes on. Statue starts falling down. And then that thing will come down on top of him like that. At least it doesn't fall down and make a mess. So everything here is pretty self-contained. Make sure you have that thing pushed all the way back up and slide it back in place. So it's pretty much there for you. Except for the lamp cord is not included. No. So let's jump right on in. First off, let's get into play value. So this is a playable model. It's not obviously portable. Picking this up, it feels pretty sturdy, but two hands, but preferably on something flat like this. Okay, and you have really no business to mess in the back. So this could just sit on a shelf and you can play with it like this. You don't need to rotate or anything like that. You start at one end, go to the other end. So it's almost like it's almost like a side scroller game is what it looks like. Lego needs to make more side scroller stuff. You know, combine the stuff with those Mario tiles. You can actually do something like this and have some side scroller action where you can rack points up and stuff with this. But yeah, it is playable. So the play value I'd say is pretty good on this one. It's meant to be displayed, but I can't see why anybody couldn't play with this. You just wouldn't want to play with it for a long time. I'm sure this stuff would wear out after a while. Build experience, excuse me. Build experience was pretty good at the beginning, and towards the end I just wanted to get it done. And shouldn't feel like that with a set, but it was just, I don't know, it's just how it is. I just couldn't really get into it all at the end there. It was just too much technique. I was getting frustrated. The light was kind of a problem, so you got to really read the manual carefully, as you saw. Build quality, I'd say the build quality on this is really good, so I'm not going to lie there. Really good build quality. This thing is really anchored down. You notice like this? It's not bowing or anything. So I'd say that everything here is pretty well secured. It's, you know, I'd say it's above average to excellent build quality. So you're not going to go wrong there. Could this be dropped in a city? No. Could you do mocks with this? You could probably add more onto it. And maybe, you know, use some of the ideas, maybe expand on this a bit more so you could do more with it. Comes with 4 minifigures and stuff, so that's good. Everything for the most part is pretty anchored down, so you don't have to worry about things getting lost. So in my final assessment on this set, the stickers weren't too bad. They weren't too bad to put on. I'd have to say about an 8. It just feels like some parts of the billboard are just a bit dragged out, but as you can see with the final result, it's really heavily detailed. It's not washed out. It's not bland or anything like that. So this is fully playable. You could actually have a lot of fun with this. So maybe run your friends' dolls through this and see which ones would survive. But I'm not dissatisfied with the set. I'm not dissatisfied with the outcome. It's pretty good. So I want to know what you guys and gals think. What do you think of this? You know, for $150, looking at this now, I'm going to be honest, that's a bit too pricey for this set. For what you're getting here, you're getting a fully playable model. You get functionality. You get a light brick. But for me, I'd say no more than $120 at the most. But $150 just seems a bit steep. But you're getting 545 bricks. It just doesn't look like it. Lots of little pieces, some big pieces and some medium, but mostly small, just for the detail. But overall, though, I'm happy. I'd say an 8 out of 10. But I don't. For $150, I don't know. Maybe if you really like this theme, it'd be worth it. But I want to know what you guys and gals think. So, what do you think of this? To me, it's not too bad. It's just a bit pricey for what you're getting, but for the functionality, I think that will make up for it.